Jesús Montero's. If you followed baseball in the late 2000s and early 2010s, you remember the buzz. Montero was the next big thing out of Venezuela, a teenage phenom who had scouts and analysts drooling. The Yankees signed him at just 16, handing him a $1.6 million bonus. Huge money for a kid. GM Brian Cashman even called him the best Venezuelan hitting prospect since Miguel Cabrera. Yeah, those were some massive expectations. By 2011, Montero was ranked the number 3 prospect in all of baseball. Fans were hyped. He finally debuted for the Yankees that September, showing flashes of that famous bat. But in a surprise move, New York shipped him to Seattle in a blockbuster trade for Michael Pineda before the next season. Seattle hoped Montero would anchor their lineup for years. And he did have some moments. Over 4 seasons, he hit 253 with 28 home runs and over 100 RBIs. But reality didn't match the hype. Montero struggled with consistency, conditioning, and most notably discipline off the field. 2 suspensions for violating MLB's anti-doping policy followed, one in 2013 and another in 2016 while he was in the Blue Jays minor league system. He never really found his groove again in the majors. After bouncing around Mexico and Venezuela, Montero quietly retired at 31. But his story doesn't end there. And sadly, the final chapter is tragic. On October 4, 2025, Montero was in a serious motorcycle accident in Valencia, Venezuela. He suffered devastating injuries, a punctured lung, 6 broken ribs, and multiple leg fractures. He was hospitalized in critical condition, placed in an induced coma, and fought for 2 weeks. But on October 19th, at just 35 years old, Jesús Montero passed away. His former teams, the Yankees and Mariners, as well as the Venezuelan Professional Baseball League, shared their condolences. Teammates and fans remembered him as a gentle giant, a guy who loved the game, loved his family, and inspired a generation of young Venezuelan ballplayers. Baseball can be a game of dreams, but it's also a game of heartbreak. Montero's journey is a reminder of both the heights and the hazards athletes face, not just on the field, but in life. If there's one thing I take from Montero's story, it's this: talent might get you noticed, but life is fragile. Cherish the moments, never take your opportunities, or your safety, for granted. Rest in peace, Jesús Montero. Your story won't be forgotten.